What's up, guys? Let's wait for everyone to join, then I'll start. What did everyone trade today? Let's see. Fall is crazy, bro. Fall is fucking crazy. Look at all these leaves everywhere. Shit is fucking nuts. Yeah, pod names are running. That's fucking crazy. Today was supposed to be the sell the news day on all the marijuana names, but they fucking trapped everyone again, dude. These weed stocks are so fucking hard to play. It's ridiculous. We'll give it like another maybe 3 minutes, and then I'll start. Oh man, finally getting some exercise. Just like, look at this shit, dude. How do I flip the camera? Look at how much fucking leaves there are. There's so much fucking leaves everywhere, bro. This is ridiculous. This is fucking ridiculous. Anyway, for anyone that's just tuning in, I'm not going to show you the leaves. The year just coming back. Give it another couple minutes and then I'll get it going. So what did everyone else trade today? The pot names. Anyone trade MTSL? B-Box, I think was one, or BOXL, I think was it. Cron, Tilray. What else was moving today? That's all that I kind of remember. Let's get a couple more people and then I am going to start. What's Tilray at right now? And what's MTSL at right now? Let's see. Is that a fucking squirrel? Tilray 137? Oh shit. Holy fuck. That's crazy. Wow, 137. Holy shit. All right, let's start. Okay, so a couple things I want to talk about. First is today is my 12th green day in a row. So I've been consecutively green for 12 days in a row. I've shown everything. I've shown all the proof on Twitter. Unlike I'll talk about the fucking clowns later, but I just want to talk about myself for now. So I've been trading really, really well for 12 days. And the reason why is because I dramatically lowered my size, right? So let's kind of backtrack, right? So a conversation I was having with Nico probably like 2 hours ago was that, you know, Nico's he's a very consistent trader. He's making a lot of money, right? He's making $2,000 a day, $2,000 to $3,000 a day, right? So Nico tells me that he's making $2,000 to $3,000 a day. He's making maybe 30 grand a month, maybe 40 grand a month, which is a fucking ridiculous, great number. But here he is saying that he kind of wants to scale up size and he wants to do more and he wants to make more money. And I kind of backtracked with him and I told him, like, what do you want, dude? Do you just want to make more money for the sake of making more money, or is there a reason for it? And he's like, oh, I don't know, like, you know, he's ambitious, he wants to make money, he wants to get better, which is fine. But this is what I told him. I'm like, dude, if you can make your $2,000 a day or $3,000 a day, like you've been doing consistently, and you have time to spend with your son and your wife, and you get to go out and take him to swimming class and do all these things where you get to spend time with him, you already won the game, dude. You already won the game. You want to make an extra 30 grand a month, you want to make an extra whatever it is a month, recognize that spending that time with your son and spending that time with your wife is worth way more than the money you're going to make from trading and the stress you're going to make from trading, right? So that's kind of where I backtrack, right? So the reason why I'm explaining that story is because he's making $2,000 a day, $3,000 a day, and he wants to make more, and he wants to size up. He fails to recognize how much stress comes when you size up larger, right? So for me, the thing was that, you know, I'm making a pretty good amount of money. You know, I don't have too many expenses in my life. I have a pretty decent bankroll. I'm a consistent trader and this and that. So what I did is I tried to push myself more this year to make a lot more money. But what ended up happening is I kind of backfired and I kind of was losing more money than I should have been doing because I was sizing in too big. And it took Bao to kind of reach out to me and say like, hey, You're a good trader, you have balls, you do this and that, but your problem is that you're in too big, right? You size in too big into every situation because you're excited or whatever the fuck it is, right? And no matter how many times you tell someone something, until they recognize it for themselves, they are not going to fix that problem, right? So my biggest thing was that when I came back from the trading boot camp was I was going to lower my size. I was going to adjust myself. I already decided that that was it. I came back and I was making a shitload of money. So I thought to myself, oh, fuck it. I don't have to size down. I don't give a fuck, right? I don't give a fuck, right? Turns out that a couple weeks later, I found myself a lot more stressed. I found myself a lot more upset. I didn't really want to leave the house. I didn't really want to eat. I didn't want to do anything, right? Because the reality is that if your mind is not right, if you are not in a good mindset, there's no chance that you're going to be successful in anything, especially trading. Because trading is fucking 90% mental, right? It's 90% mental. You have to be able to deal with drawdowns. You have to be able to deal with pain. You have to be able to deal with stress and fix that, right? So let's talk about how I traded today, right? So today I was looking at the pot stocks, Cron, Tilray, CGC, right? And my mentality was that marijuana stocks were being voted on yesterday. And these marijuana stocks were up 7 days in a row in anticipation of this ballot, in anticipation of this vote. So a very powerful setup is a sell the news scenario where it gets bought up into the news, which is the election, the marijuana election, the ballot for marijuana. And after that election is over, after the catalyst is over, they sell off, right? It happened last time with Tilray and Cron and CGC. I thought it was going to happen again today, right? So fast forward to today. I talked to Bao about it today, and I was like, on Cron, there's a very, very specific level to risk off of. It's $9.50, right? And it hit $9.60 out of the open. So I shorted at $9.50, right? I shorted at $9.50 and I made maybe 20 cents, 30 cents on it. And I was like, cool, that's great, like good money, this and that. And then I see it tank like an extra $1. And I'm sitting there like complaining about it. I'm like, fuck, like I missed it. Like it was the right idea. It was poor execution. And I found myself emotionally pissed, right? So what you have to realize in trading is that you are your worst enemy, right? You are your biggest fucking competitor as well. So if you think to yourself that, oh, I fucked up, oh, I gotta do this, oh, I gotta go back and I gotta make the money back, or there's a makeup trade, I gotta make the money back because I missed it, I planned for it, I did this, my idea was right, but my execution was wrong, right? So that's kind of the mentality that I was having. So fast forward to the middle of the day, and MTSL is moving. And I've traded MTSL fucking 10 times already, right? I've traded it 10 times. I know its personality. So what you have to realize about some of these stocks is they have a different personality, right? You have to recognize that not all stocks are the same. It's just like women, right? So there's blonde bitches, there's brunette bitches, and they're both fucking crazy, right? They're both fucking crazy, but they're both different in their own ways. So knowing how MTSL trades and knowing the type of stock it is, that most of the time it doesn't hold its gains, most of the times it's manipulated, most of the times chat rooms are behind it, it's all fucking smoke and mirrors, right? It's all smoke and mirrors. So recognizing that, I got excited for it. So here I am, kind of emotional and kind of pissed about how I traded Cron, and here comes this side chick, right? Here comes this side chick that is flashing me, she's telling me to come play with her, this and that, right? And then there I am. How do I resist, right? Right? So what ends up happening? So I start trading it, and it's at like 11:30 or something like that. It's like, I shouldn't really be trading past 11. Like the reality is, like, I go through my statistics, right? So something that really helped me is Dr. Brett Steenbarger, who is at the firm I'm at. I see him twice a month, right? And we go over my statistics, and we go over what I do right and what I do wrong. And what we recognized, or what the statistics told me, is that after 11 a.m., from 11 a.m. to about 1:30 p.m., I lose money, right? I lose money from that time. So what I end up doing is I eliminate that time, right? I eliminate that time to trade. And I found myself being more profitable when I do that, right? So fast forward to today. I'm trading in the time zone that I'm losing the most amount of money. And I am doing this because I am emotionally unstable from my trades I had in the morning. If the Cron trade worked out, and if I nailed it as good as I thought I was going to nail it, I would have probably left for the rest of the day. I would have probably enjoyed myself. I would probably probably just, I would have been done with it for the day. But because I missed it, because I saw how low it went, because I planned for it, because I fucked it up, I felt like I was underperforming, right? So if I felt like I was underperforming, I go and I made a revenge trade. I made a makeup trade to make up the money that I felt I lost from the cron trade. So fast forward to it, and here I am. You know, it's a very low float stock. My mentality, honestly, was if no one could get the borrow and I could get the borrow, that means that there's less competition on the short side, which gives me an edge, right? That gives me an edge. So recognizing that no one could get the borrow and I could get it made me think that, oh, this is probably not going to hold up. This is probably not, doesn't matter. No one's really going to be caught short on the short side. So let's fast forward to what happened. I was short at maybe 270 or 260, right? I was short at 270 or 260, and the shit goes to 3, right? And I'm sitting there like, oh, motherfucker, right? Like, motherfucker, like, I've been talking about all day, and I'm like, it's a slow day. I'm up $2,000, like this and that, like whatever, right? I'm like, oh, like it sucks, like stupid thing to complain about, but you know, I'm telling him this and that, and then like middle of the day, I'm just like, dude, I fucked up, and he's like, what happened? And I told him, I'm like, dude, I lost 16 grand on MTSL. And he's like, 16 grand? Like, how the fuck do you lose 16 grand on MTSL? And then he looked at the chart and he was like, dude, you're trading midday. You're going back to your old bad habits. You're going back to your old bad habits. And the way we do this is we try to reverse engineer why the other person fucked up, right? That's the power of having a trading buddy. That's the power of having a mentor. That's the power of having a friend, right? So we kind of backtracked, and he's like, dude, you're trading midday. And I told him, like, dude, subconsciously, I felt like I was not performing as well as I should have on cron. I made an idea and I didn't execute it properly and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, dude, you're revenge trading. You're trading out of, not because there's an edge, you're trading out of, you feel like a necessity out of there and stuff like that. So I'm sitting there, I'm pissed. I turned my $4,000 or $2,000, whatever the fuck it was, my $2,000 day into a $16,000 losing day. And here I am, I'm fucking pissed, dude. Why wouldn't I be pissed, right? Why wouldn't I be fucking pissed? Because I traded pretty decent in the morning. I felt like it wasn't enough money, so I put my hand in the cookie jar, and the fucking cookie jar bit my fucking hand off, right? It bit my fucking hand off. So I'm sitting there, I'm kind of fucking pissed, and this is a good lesson about losses, right? This is a good lesson about losses. And the lesson is this. It's the same lesson for anything in life. If you get kicked down and someone fucking kicks you in the balls and puts fucking gasoline over you and lights a match in your face and you're lit on fire, are you just gonna sit there and fucking die? Or are you gonna try to find the nearest fucking puddle, douse yourself in that water and come back again, right? And come back and beat the shit out of the guy that did that to you, right? And that's what I did on MTSL. So I took a realized $16,000 loss, right? And here I am thinking to myself, like, I am not emotionally stable. I am not in the right state of mind to trade because I just took a loss. What did I do? Walked away for 10 minutes. Just walked away, right? Disconnected everything. No cell phone, no fucking wallet, no music, nothing. Walk away, sit down, and just collect myself, right? I had to clear my mind. I had to collect myself. I had to hit the refresh button on my head. And after I did that, I came back with a clear head. And I said to myself, the only way you're trading this is if it sets up properly, right? No more fucking bullshit. No more trying to anticipate it. No more trying to do any of that shit. If it sets up, you are getting back in, and that is the only way you're getting back in. So what did I end up doing? MTSL had a double top at 320. I said, perfect, cool, double top, great, right? Great double top. So what I wanted to see is, I think $3 or 305 was the daily, was the chart level intraday that was resistance, that was now support. So what I needed to see was this. I needed to see 320 top out. I needed to see a washout. I needed to see a bounce to 305, previous support, now resistance. I needed to see that 305 acting as resistance, and if it acted like resistance, I was shorting. I shorted at $3, right? Added at 290, added at 285. So now here I am with a 290 average, and the shit starts to unwind, right? The shit starts to fucking unwind. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, great. Great. Like, the trade is working out, but the biggest problem that people have is that they're trigger shy after they have a loss. So my mentality wasn't just take the fucking 5 or 10 cents that I was gonna make and just minimize the loss. I said, I know the personality of this stock. I know what type of fucking dumb broad this stock is. I know everything about it. And I know that once the trend breaks on this specific stock, it does not fucking come back. It doesn't come back. So what did it do? It started to unwind near 270 support. And 270 was supporting it the entire fucking day. And the moment that 270 broke, it went to fucking 240, right? So here I am making 50 or 60 cents a share on my reshorted position after I took a loss. And my fucking $16,000 loss turned into a $3,000 loss. And that was fucking good enough for me, right? That's good enough for me. I can't be a fucking hero. I'm not gonna fucking make money on every stock. If I'm able to recover $13,000 out of $16,000, that's a win for me. It just so happened that I made $5,000 on 3 other stocks. So I ended the day plus 12,000, right? I went from being minus $16,000, minus $20,000 to being plus $12,000. And the reason why that happened is because I didn't fucking give up. I knew the personality of the stock, and I wasn't afraid to get back in once it finally did confirm. What a lot of people do is they take a breath and they don't come back. They say, I suck, I'm not good. And it's just, bro, everyone fucks up, right? Everyone fucks up. But what you do after your fuck up determines what type of person you are, right? So I'm not the type of person that gives up, right? It's just facts, right? I wouldn't have done all this to just fucking give up, right? I wouldn't go through all this shit to give up. So fast forward. Now I'm green 12 days in a row. Money's adding up very quickly. Very fucking quickly. If you're making 5 to 10 grand a day for 12 days, you could do the math. The shit fucking adds up, right? The shit fucking adds up. And you know what the best part of it is? I am low stress. I am high energy. I am eating. I'm walking around. I'm exercising. I'm doing everything right. The problem with trading is that if you fuck up or if you have a bad day, you don't want to leave. You fucking blame it on your wife. You fucking take it out on your kids and shit. Take it out on your family. You don't do shit, right? You don't do shit. So, and if you say that when you lose, you don't do any of that stuff, you're just lying to yourself or you're trading a paper account, because emotions do come into play. Emotions do come into play. And the reality is this. If I hadn't sized down, if I didn't stick to my rules of sizing down, I could have just added to infinity, and this time it would have worked out and I would have fucking made money. But tomorrow when it didn't work out, I would have lost today's money plus more, plus last week's money. So being disciplined enough to stick to the limits that I've given myself has been fucking yielding amazing results, while also giving me the highest amount of pleasure, right? Because I'm not stressed. What I've kind of reverse engineered with Dr. Brett is that if I am trading, if I have low stress trading, I am trading at my peak. Anytime I am getting stressed while I am trading, I am doing the wrong thing, right? I am doing the wrong thing. So again, trading isn't easy. If it was easy, anyone could do it. But there's so many of these fucking clowns online that are just fucking full of shit, dude. They post a P&L once a week. They post a chart every Chinese New Year. They post their cars, and then 2 months later they're selling them and shit. Like motherfucker, dude, motherfucker. We post every single day. I post every single day. Bao posts every single day. We got Nico Tosh making videos. Like today, Nico's making a recap video for you guys of his trades. Like, the reality is, like, we don't give a fuck if we lose, right? We don't give a fuck if we lose, because the secret is that people learn more from their losses. People learn more from other traders' losses. And people always told me, like, why are you always doing these recaps when you're upset and when you're down and when you're losing? And the reality is that you learn more from your losses, right? If you fucking, let's say, what's a good example? If you're with a girl, right? If you're with a girl and you just meet her and for whatever reason she kicks you in the balls, are you gonna go and talk to that girl again? No. It's the same thing with trading. You have to be kicked in the balls first to know that you shouldn't be messing with that chick or messing with that stock, right? So here's the thing. There's a bunch of fucking frauds out there. There's a bunch of fucking people out there. And that's cool because they spend $2 million a year in advertising and we spend nothing, right? And the results show. So again, we're here to kind of help you. There was someone in chat today that said it was his 9th consecutive winning day, right? It was his 9th consecutive winning day since joining MIC. And you know what that means? That means that this guy's life is fucking changing. That means that this guy is now on the path or is already in the path to become a very consistent trader. And the key is that you don't have to be making 5 to 10 grand a day, right? You don't have to be making 5-10 grand a day. If you're like Nico and you make 2 grand a day, you're making almost $500,000 a year, right? And while he's making that $500,000 a year, he's spending time with his son. He's spending time with his wife. Oh shit, MTSL is under $2. Why you gotta tell me that shit, dude? Why you gotta fucking tell me that shit? Now I'm pissed. Now I'm fucking pissed. Anyway, so what you guys gotta realize is that trading is not easy. It's not meant to be easy. But what trading is gonna teach you is how to be better in control of your life and your emotions, right? So I know what my biggest issues are in my personality due to trading. I know what my biggest strengths are in my personality due to trading. But again, it's the way that Baos says it to me is that you have to always be focusing on your strengths, right? You have to make sure that you're pushing yourself on your strengths and making the losses smaller, right? So what I know is I'm very good at technicals. I am very, very good at technical analysis. I am very, very good at charting. And here's the fucking secret. Most of these stocks conform to their charts, right? Write that shit down. Write that fucking shit down, right? Write that shit down. So that's the fucking key. If you get good at technicals, if you learn how to fucking read a chart, bro, you're set. It's like I feel like we keep saying the same shit all the time, but you need the proper. I've never really played golf, so I don't really know the analogy as well as Bao. But he says if you fucking fuck up your swing when you're starting out golfing, that your swing is never going to be the same again, right? It's never going to be the same again. If you're starting with these paper traders, if you're starting with these pumpers, if you're starting with these clowns, you're fucked. You are fucked. You are ruining your fundamentals as a beginner trader. It's so fucking stupid, dude. It's so fucking stupid. We're underpricing this shit. We are purposely charging less than everyone else because we know that it's going to help people. We are charging $5 a day. Stop drinking the fucking Frappuccino from Starbucks and pay $5 a day. That's it. That's literally it. If you can't make more than $5 a day trading, maybe it's the wrong business. But the thing is, we don't tell you to just fucking put $5,000 into account. We don't tell you to just start fucking balls deep, right? Our emphasis is start fucking paper trading. Learn how to paper trade. Learn how to trade on paper. And after you learn how to trade on paper, start yourself off slowly, right? Start yourself off slowly. Because the reality is, if you don't know what the fuck you're doing, how do you expect to know what you're doing with real money? You might as well learn how to lose fake money before you start trading with real money. It's cold out here. You guys all enter for the New York Stock Exchange giveaway? We are going to have some badass steaks. And then on Saturday, Dr. Brett Steenbarger is going to be there as well. He said he's going to provide a free coaching session. Where else do you get shit like that? Where else do you get shit like that? And you know what the kicker is? It's free. It is free to enter. We are not giving you a fucking DVD. We are not upselling you. We're not selling you on a fucking timeshare. This is it. This is it. Whew. Shit gets me fucking jacked up. All these fucking leaves everywhere. Look at this shit, dude. Fucking leaves, dude. Enough, bro. Enough. Who's gonna clean this shit up? I'm pretty sure MIC is tax deductible. You could deduct this shit from your taxes. What? How much more do I have to tell you? MTSL crack? What is it at? What is it at? It's so funny. I talk about all this shit, and then someone mentions the ticker I was playing, and I just I lose it. Whew. Yeah, it's so funny, man. The shit they say about Bao, dude, is ridiculous, dude. It's ridiculous. The guy made $1.6 million in one day on Fannie Mae. Was that fake as well? Was that fucking fake? Is his S63 AMG fake? Is the Ferrari fake? 185? Oh my God. See, like, this is the thing. That's the personality of MTSL. That is the personality of the bitch that this is, right? You have to know the personality. And what I knew is the personality of the stock. But, you know, I got fucking exhausted. I was fucking fighting all day. I was trading all day. And I'm just like, I made back enough. Like, that's good enough. I don't need an extra couple $1,000s. But now here I am, pissed. But, oh, man. If you guys come to the meetup on Saturday, December 1st, Bao will show you his P&L. His P&L, or it's like, whatever, bro, whatever. If they're that dumb, that they think that, they're probably still subscribed to the eyebrow guy, right? Right? Like, come on. Whew. Is that someone behind me? Oh, there's a bunch of kids behind me. They must think I'm fucking crazy. Should I ask them if they want to be on Instagram Live? Actually, they'll probably think I'm a creep. Yeah, I'm not gonna fucking talk to those kids. I think they're the neighbors. They probably think I'm fucking nuts. Oh man, Bao has an amazing story. He has an amazing story of how he got that S63, right? He got that S63. So I'll give you a very quick snippet of how he got that story so that you could watch his Instagram Live, right? And then I'm gonna end this. So what he did is this. So Bao made a lot of money, right? Bao made a lot of money. And he walked into the Mercedes dealership. He was just like looking around for cars. I don't think he was really interested in like buying a car, to be honest. So he walks in with the same way he probably always walks in. Black t-shirt, black hat, shorts, and probably flip-flops, right? He's wearing shit like that. And he walks in, and he's this Asian dude. He's dressed like a normal fucking person. Like, he's not obvious. Like, they probably think he's a nobody, right? They think he's a nobody. So fast forward to he's looking at a bunch of cars, and like no one is really talking to him. No one is talking to him. No one is giving him attention. And the way that he explained to me is he basically just yelled out, "Is anyone going to help me?" Right? Is anyone going to help me? Turns out one guy shows up to help him. And Bao asked him, "What is the most expensive car you have here?" He said it's the S63 AMG. It's 200 grand. Bao's like, "I'll take it." The guy's like, "What do you mean you'll take it?" Bao's like, "I'll take it in cash." And that's the moral of the story. You never know who the fuck you're gonna talk to. So always treat people with respect. So if you want to hear more of that story, watch Bao's Instagram Live that he's gonna do a little bit later today. Yeah, Bao's like, anyone here want to make some money, right? Like, no, this wasn't today. I think it was like maybe a year or two ago. Anyway. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap this stuff up. So if you want to see more from Bao, if you want to see more about it, obviously we have our YouTube channel. We have everything. So you guys can find us. AMG is different, but they're similar. Yeah. All right. Have a good one, guys. Hope I was able to help.